Marlon, Dingle and Paddy Kirk face their personal struggles in tomorrow's installment of Emmerdale, taking further steps to heal after an incredibly difficult year. Both men were deeply affected by Celia Daniels' impact on the village. Marlon had to step up to protect April Windsor and his family after discovering she was being exploited in a dangerous situation. For Paddy, his life turned upside down when Beowulf returned after being enslaved on Celia's farm and ended up killing Ray Walters. Paddy and Dylan Penders went to great lengths to hide Bear's crime in order to shield him. However, Bear, traumatized by everything, eventually admitted the truth to the authorities. Unfortunately, this didn't resolve matters. Under intense questioning, Bear snapped and declared that he had intended to kill Ray all along, but only to protect Paddy and Dylan from prosecution. Once the truth came out, Paddy and Dylan confessed to obstructing justice and were formally charged. Currently out on bail, they await their upcoming court appearance, a wait that is causing Paddy considerable distress. He finds no relief in his work at the veterinary clinic, leaving his thoughts to spiral uncontrollably. In the upcoming episode, Paddy visits Smithy Cottage and confides in Marlon about his inner turmoil. Marlon is heartbroken to learn how consumed Paddy is with guilt and self-blame over the Bear and Dylan situation. Trying to help, Marlon brings Paddy to Celia's farm carrying 2 sledgehammers, encouraging him to release his frustration on the scattered objects outside the property. As the new week begins, Marlon and Paddy continue their healing journey by planning a visit to Andy's Man Club. The charity, founded in 2016, provides men over 18 with a safe, non-judgmental environment to discuss mental health openly. Andy's Man Club was first incorporated into Emmerdale during Paddy's mental health arc in 2023, proving to be a pivotal part of his recovery. Inspired by this, the men of the village eventually launched their own local chapter to continue supporting one another. Emmerdale has confirmed that Graham Foster is plotting another dark move against Kim Tate in an upcoming ITVX episode. The latest episode reveals even more troubling developments for Kim, as Graham refuses to abandon his calculated plan to undermine her. Earlier this week, Kim narrowly survived after Graham secretly strengthened her medication, causing her to unknowingly overdose. While Kim believes she made a mistake by taking too many pills, Graham's sinister manipulation has gone unnoticed. This has left him perfectly positioned to wait before executing his next devious strategy, though it may not involve attempted murder this time. In Thursday's installment, Kim risks lowering her defenses around Graham when she hesitantly thanks him for protecting her. She has heard from her close friend that Graham had been investigating, while everyone else assumed someone had tampered with her food. Reflecting on the recent turmoil, Kim tells Graham, "You owe her an apology. And I suppose I owe you one too. I hear you've been looking out for me." Graham responds, "Just trying to uncover the truth. I'd do the same for anyone." Later, Graham's mindset becomes clearer as he helps a young child with a school project about building a Roman fort. The task involves writing about one of Rome's generals. Graham encourages the child to study Quintus Fabius Maximus, explaining how he transformed from a reserved man into one of Rome's most effective leaders. By thinking strategically, Graham explains, instead of engaging in massive battles, he cut off his enemy's supplies. He understood that patience can be more powerful than brute force. Sometimes, the key is to play the long game. With Graham showing no signs of retreat, it seems more dangerous surprises could be in store for Kim. The actor portraying Graham recently shared insight into his character. He's still furious that Kim tried to kill him years ago. This forced him to fake his own death and lose someone important in the process, leaving him with a long-standing grudge. She stole years of his life. That's why he attempted to harm her, for revenge. I don't think he was entirely committed because their relationship is complicated. If he had been fully devoted to the act, he might have carried it through. Emmerdale's Jacob Gallagher faces a disastrous turn at work next week when he makes a critical error with major personal consequences for his intimidating supervisor. A frightening event involving the senior doctor's father forces Jacob into a high-pressure decision, leaving him in serious trouble with his boss. But will those close to him recognize how much he is struggling? Jacob's training as a junior doctor has been extremely tough, reveals an Emmerdale insider. He's completely overwhelmed by the constant pressure he's under from his superior. But things take a darker turn when he makes a huge mistake on what is already his most demanding day in A&E. The senior doctor's father, who is hospitalized, suddenly suffers a cardiac arrest. Jacob is the only staff member present, so he immediately begins CPR. Unfortunately, this is the wrong action, as a do not resuscitate order had been issued. When the doctor finds out what happened, she is furious that Jacob ignored the crucial DNR and immediately confronts him, delivering a stern reprimand to her panicked trainee. Jacob is riddled with self-doubt at work, and under impossible circumstances, he makes a devastating error, adds the source. The doctor lashes out at him and sends him home after he snaps back in frustration. Humiliated, Jacob leaves the hospital defeated, with tears in his eyes and his confidence shattered. As Jacob approaches a breaking point, Kerry Wyatt begins to suspect that more is going on than she initially realized. Her concerns are confirmed later when she overhears the doctor yelling at Jacob at the hospital, prompting her to step in. Determined, Kerry confronts the medic and makes it clear that she will not tolerate such behavior. However, the doctor's sharp reply leaves her stunned. Kerry tries to defend Jacob, but the senior doctor turns the situation around, warns the insider. She justifies her actions by listing all of Jacob's previous mistakes during his placement, leaving Kerry worried that she may have only made things worse. Could Kerry's intervention have inadvertently added to Jacob's troubles? Emmerdale actor Bradley Riches has shared heartbreaking news just days before his wedding, revealing that his great-grandmother has passed away. The Lewis Barton star posted a photo on Instagram yesterday alongside a message confirming the loss. "Never did I imagine saying goodbye to my great-grandmother so close to my wedding day," he wrote. "Before she passed, she told me she would be with me on my big day, and I truly believe she will be." He added, "She adored Scott, never questioned us, simply loved us unconditionally. I'll miss her every single day. See you later, love you X." Rich's co-stars from Emmerdale showed their support in the comments. One wrote, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Brad." Another added 3 heart emojis and a sad face. Reality TV star Kerry Riches also offered condolences, posting, "Oh Brad, I'm so sorry to hear this, darling. Sending you all the love and strength in the world, and I know she'll be right there with you. Love you, darling XX." Previously, Riches had shared the news of his grandfather's passing while appearing on Celebrity Big Brother in 2024. Bradley and Scott announced their engagement that same year, and last month the actor revealed that their wedding will include friends, family, and fellow stars from Emmerdale, Big Brother, and Heartstopper. In June, Riches is set to release his new book, Autistically Me: How to Understand and Celebrate Our Autistic Minds. The guide will offer practical advice for people on the autism spectrum, including how to seek an official diagnosis, embrace neurodiversity, build strong relationships, and navigate challenges with communication and sensory overload. Emmerdale continues to air weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes available to stream on ITVX and YouTube.